Ugh. Did you say that's the color of your poo?
They said it's the color of his butthole.
It's the color of his butthole before he bleaches it.
Yeah.
It should be pink, Tyler. Especially because you're a ginger.
Now I really want to see your butthole.
It's not
What
pink.
color are your nipples? Are they pink or brown?
They're pink.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never seen my butthole, so I don't know.
It's pink.
There's only one way to determine
I'm not showing
what
you
color
my
your butthole is.
I'm not showing you my butthole.
Why not?
Why would I show you my butthole?
Typically.
We're friends.
Friends.
I'll show you mine.
Say that. You can't say that. I'm here. Say that.
It just sounds so dorky. So, Rachel and I were watching my siblings. My parents were in DC.
Okay.
And we're on the bed doing what couples do, and Rachel heard moving out in the living room. Mind you, everybody's supposed to be in bed. It's pretty late at night. Rachel like pauses. She starts like, there's somebody out there. Somebody's moving. I'm like, okay. So I carry my gun everywhere. So
Yeah.
I walk out into the living room with my gun drawn, and all I see is black void. I don't think you've ever been to my parents' new old house. But
What?
it was new, but now it's old. 'cause
Everywhere
have
they
moved.
lived since you guys came to Little Detroit, I've been to.
Even the one that they just moved out of?
Yeah. Anyways, go on with your story. I have 100%, numerous times.
Weirdo. Just stare through the windows like
Nope, invited inside each time.
But it was pitch black. I'm like, if one of these kids is down here, I do not know, and I don't want to just start taking shots into the dark. So I was like, so I walked over and like, I turned on the because they're in the process of moving, so there's nothing in the house.
Yeah.
So I went over and turned the microwave light on. I was like, okay, now I can at least see if there is somebody that broke in. I at least have a line of sight, and I'm not gonna take a shot off at a child filling their water cup in the refrigerator. Yeah.
What, that can't be where the story ends.
What?
That's not where the story ends.
It is where the story is. I went back to bed
Did you tell him about...
because it was the.
What was it?
We don't know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I don't know what it was. I walked out. It was pitch black. I genuinely thought there was something in the kitchen. So obviously I'm like, walking towards the kitchen. Nothing in the kitchen because I left my flashlight in the bedroom.
Weird. Okay.
And so, well, it was my phone light. Really, I left that
Yeah.
in the bedroom. And my pew pew doesn't have a
You don't have a flashlight.
flashlight attachment.
Okay.
And so I go in, there's nothing in the kitchen. I looked at the garage door was still locked. The back sliding door was locked. The front door was locked. All the lights in the basement were off, I think. I don't know. And so I turned the light on and I said, okay, it's good enough. But it made me think about your story of walking around the house with your pew-pew because
Yeah.
you got scared somebody was peeking into you through a webcam.
Not through a webcam. Welcome to Anticlimactic Story Time with Tyler.
Did you tell him about the Erika thing?
No, I haven't told him about the Erika thing. You can tell him. But say it into the mic.
You mean like this?
Yep.
Say it into the mic!
It was the next morning after our last podcast. So last Thursday, he gets up at 4 a.m., right? Goes in games. I was in the bedroom alone. You didn't have your daughter.
Correct.
So I'm half awake. It's about 5 a.m. I hear, Erika. Clear as day. And it's a man. And I'm like, oh, is he trying to wake me? Why is he trying to wake me up? So I kind of open one eye. I'm like, okay, no one's here. And I roll over. Then I hear, Erika. And I'm like, now it was at the foot of the bed. It was at the side of the bed. Now it's at the foot of the bed. And I'm like, baby, are you trying to play a prank on me? Like I thought for so certain that it was him. And he came in. He's like, what? I'm like, what? Like, it wasn't you. And I was like, talk me down, man. Talk me down.
It's just the Lord trying to get your attention. That's all.
It was
Just the
clear as
Lord.
day. My name,
Just
Tyler,
the Lord.
twice.
Just the Lord trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Explain that.
I get that sometimes too, though.
Scared the daylights
It's the Lord, I'm telling you.
I can explain it real easily. As you're waking up, your brain goes through phases where it's in between reality and dream world. And it's very easy for your brain to like create a voice or create a sight that's not actually there.
You want to know what irks me about you?
Yeah.
You know everything.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I apparently don't like emo music because of my dad.
I presented that as a theory. You said no, and I dropped it.
You did.
Listen, this girl has lived her entire life. I'm not even going to get into what I was about to say.
No, go ahead. Edit it out. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You want me to edit it out?
Yeah, go ahead. Add more work for you.
If this hurts your feelings too much, you'll know I had to edit it out. This girl has lived her whole life, her and her brother both, craving their dad's approval. Now, listen, her dad sucks about as much you can possibly suck.
So you are cutting this out now. I mean,
No,
Nah.
this can stay in. Yeah, he sucks about as much you could possibly suck. Just period. And, but they have always craved his approval and his attention because he's always been very stingy with both and love. All three. Like, they had to like earn it like hard. There was no unconditional love from him. It was, if you agree with me, if you do what I want, then I will show you some type of affection. If you don't, I'm going to treat you like absolute garbage. And he's always been that way, still is that way.
Well, yeah, I'm dead to him.
Yeah, right now she's dead to him. Because
He said those words to me.
she wanted to take a picture with her brother at his graduation.
what?
Yep. Listen, we're not going to get into all the nuances of it.
We're not.
He has mental disabilities and mental handicaps.
But what did that have to do with golf music?
So
That's what I was like.
because she
welcome
has,
to the anticlimactic stories
No.
with Dan Serby.
because she has always craved his approval. There is a lot of things, a lot of like movies, TV shows that she absolutely loves because it's things that her dad loved. And when you're growing up, and especially when you're growing up with a very distant parent, you crave their approval. So you try to connect with them in many different ways. And so one of the ways is liking the things they like or, different stuff like that. So a lot of the music that she loves was music that her dad loves, including horrible bands
Knock it off.
like Ghost.
I don't like Ghost. I like 2 songs by Ghost. That does not classify.
2 songs by Ghost is less than 1 song by Barney. Okay,
wouldn't go to a
that's
Ghost
the
concert.
worst possible music. Rachel, do you know what Ghost is? Do you know who Ghost is? Okay, they're it's just really bad music.
We're
It's,
a great big family.
His favorite band of all
with
time
a
is
great-
Pink Floyd. I can't stand Pink Floyd.
that's true.
He also, his favorite metal band is Whitechapel. I can't stand Whitechapel.
Okay,
That's why I'm like, I got really defensive because I'm like, hey, I'm my own person. It's not defined by my lack of a father.
well, so there's certain things that certain points of your life where things that he loved you would love and there's things that he loved you would hate. Just like with my dad. So there was a point in time where when I was growing up where a lot of my love for a lot of the music I love is because of music that my dad and mom would listen to, but primarily my dad. It was things I grew to appreciate, so like Queen and stuff like that.
I must be of a different breed because I don't like anything that my parents like.
You said your dad liked country music. You like country music?
No, he got into country music because I got him into
Well, there you
country
go.
music.
I don't know.
Your dad was apparently craving your approval.
There you go. No, so but it. Listen,
You like
this-
country music?
Her taste in music has changed since dating me.
Love country.
Hate country.
my dad was always there. He was always mentally absent. He dealt with severe depression. I mean, it kept him away from a lot of things. He didn't really want to leave the bedroom much often.
Right.
I didn't have, at least in my opinion, I don't know. I just stayed away from him. I didn't really, I guess, care. So I didn't try to seek his approval for anything. I didn't need his approval, but like to spend your whole thing of when a parent is distant.
Okay,
I didn't
but
purposely do things to spend time with him, I guess you can say. I don't know.
So here's
That
the
I still
thing.
don't to this day.
Every single person,
Unless he pays to go see a movie.
right? Every single person's personality and all this different kind of stuff is molded by how it's molded throughout their entire life, but especially from the ages of usually it's about 5 to 15, 16 is when your personality gets really hammered into you. And something about you, which again, just based off the little bit you just said, something about you is if you feel unwanted, you try to push that person away.
Okay.
And so if your dad, because he was struggling with a lot of stuff in that time, made you feel unwanted because he separated himself, then your defense mechanism was to say, no, I don't want you. And so you pushed him away, even if it was just mentally, even though he wasn't denying you. It was just, he was distant.
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. But I also think that during that time, one, it caused me to grow up a lot faster.
Right.
And two, that's where I get a lot of my independence from.
Well, and you should be looking at your mother, not father, in that scenario.
No, both. It's always both.
Well, yes, but a girl's identity is shaped different in
Are
the
you
eyes
talking
of her
into the
father
microphone?
than a man's identity is shaped in the eyes of his father. He's teaching you how to be a man. He doesn't teach his daughter how to be a man.
Right.
So your
And
relationship is much different, so it affects you different.
that's 100% true. Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your mother is built around how you should treat your wife.
Right.
It's unconditional love.
There's a lot.
We're getting into Oedipus. Right now.
Well,
Yeah, if you want to get into the Oedipus, you want to get into Oedipal.
all I have to say is I don't think it's the same for everybody.
No. It
I
affects
definitely
everybody
think-
differently.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because for me, it's more of the. So, for instance, my parents just moved almost 3 hours away.
Right.
And I am perfectly fine.
Right.
Like, people keep saying, "Oh, you'll move down, follow your parents." I'm like, no, I won't. It's like my family's up here. Like, I got Rachel. That's all I need. Like, I don't need to follow them anywhere because one, I've been independent for so long. So like, I can't necessarily. I'm also the child speaking, so Rachel might think differently. There's not a lot of things that my parents do or have done that I've adopted. I have adopted unhealthy traits of my father
Yeah.
that I have since been able to get through and I don't do anymore.
Right.
But there is the the stubborn. I do have my stubbornness, but that's just a Gambrel thing. Like that's just my family.
Right.
But I can't necessarily say that there's anything that, I don't know, I adopted from my parents.
So me knowing your parents, you take after your dad way more than you take after your mom.
Okay.
So one thing about your dad, and it's a positive, not a negative, is it can get filled with a righteous anger. Now that
Okay,
can be
yep.
used in a negative way, and both you and your dad both have used it negatively in my experiences, but who doesn't? There's no such thing as a purely positive trait. Like if you're a very giving person, like
It has pros and cons.
right, I'm
yeah.
a very giving person, and there's times where I give too much. Like
yeah.
literally, I'm like, oh, I have $20. That's all the money I have. There's a homeless guy. Better give him $20.
Nope.
So anyways, but yeah, you take after your dad a lot. Like your sister takes after your mom a ton, but you take after your dad way more.
Did you want to move on to the topic
Yeah. Okay. So I came
that
in
you wanted to
with
talk about, and then
I came in with a few topics.
and then I'll ask some
No,
questions
sure.
of you.
All gaming, by the way.
They're all gaming topics.
All gaming topics. So they're gonna
games
be
that I know and play.
no for sure. What just happened over there?
I opened up my bingo app and she hit her head against the wall.
Wow.
Our producers are opening up a bingo app
This is
and slamming their heads against the wall.
so disrespectful.
It's so hard to find good support.
Right.
And you know what sucks? One's my wife and one is your significant other.
yeah, soon to be fiance.
Fiance. And they already don't support us.
I know.
This is awful.
We're here. We showed up.
Listen, at least I try to kick Rachel off.
You're trying to do what was best. I'm sorry. All right.
I was trying to help her out.
Ladies, I'm trying to keep it simple and light, okay?
It'll be fast.
I only have 2/3 topics. 2 of them go together. That's true. Anyways, the first topic is Pokemon Let's Go.
Pokemon you mean again a really old game?
It's not that old.
It's old.
It's old, but it's not that old. It came out
Which Let's Go, Eevee or Pikachu? Which one you
Pikachu.
got? It's old, Dan. I mean, they're both old, but it's still old.
I bought that for my kids in 2019.
Bro,
In 2019. Listen, what I'm going to
in
talk
the gaming world, that's old.
Okay, listen, I agree. That's fine. What I'm going to talk about is talking about old versus new. So I'm glad you said that's old. Because, yes, it's old in the gaming world. But you know what's ancient in the gaming world?
Pokemon.
Autosaves.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Nintendo! I live a busy life. I might pick up the Switch and do something for a couple minutes, and then I might walk away. Sometimes I play, and I walk away.
Hold on a second. No. Listen, you're yelling at Nintendo when Nintendo doesn't make the game. The Pokemon company does.
Okay, fine. Pokemon Company, Nintendo, I don't care. Whoever you are. Nintendo, you should have quality ensured that this didn't happen.
Sounds like a user error.
It is a user error, but it's also a design error. Why? It came out in like 4 years ago. Why is there no autosave? Because it came out 4 years ago. No, autosave has been around since PlayStation 2.
Did you check the settings?
There's no autosave settings. There's none. You can only manually save. So I played for 2 days between my save and then my game crashing. Or not crashing, freezing. It froze.
Who? Okay.
Oh, I lost over 20 plus levels on all my main Pokemons. I was so pissed off.
This is operator error. Who goes 2 days without manually saving? Dan, listen, I've gotten back into Fallout 3. I probably manual save every time I enter a new area. You know why?
Why?
Because that game has a history of crashing on the new Xboxes.
Yeah.
The disc version did. I recently bought it for digital, and that hasn't crashed one single time. I've been able to play it for like 5 hours straight, no problems. But the disc version used to crash all the time.
Right.
And so I got into the habit of manually saving in every game I ever play, unless there is autosave, which, if you know anything about the Fallout games, their autosave feature is not reliable whatsoever.
No.
And you overwrite it by accident most of the time.
Right.
And so I will manually save like a crazy. Who goes 2 days of playing without manually saving?
I will explain why. So, in Pokemon, especially in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you constantly are going through doorways or going from one town to another. You're changing areas over and over and over again.
Okay.
There is ample time for the game to autosave. It is a game made for children. Put a freaking autosave feature in the game. Why? Why make it that complicated? Just give me an autosave.
They got to learn the hard way.
That's right.
Well, I sure did.
I sure.
Lost my Gyarados, lost my Charizard, lost so much.
Did you get it back?
Yeah.
Oh! Wow! Just kidding. I love you so much. Just kidding.
And I got my Blastoise. All right. What? Oh, we're trying to look and see if they have an autosave feature you have to turn on? Huh?
I was just double checking.
Yeah.
Don't you got to fact check them all the time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mister, I know everything.
You can fact check me. You'll still find out that about 90% of the time I'm right.
But
It's so funny because they'll be like, really? You don't believe me? Fact check
But
it.
the problem is,
I always want you to fact check me.
The problem is, I know that they could do better because Rachel and I have been playing the new Scarlet and Violet.
Uh-huh.
It has its own issues. I haven't experienced it, but a lot of people are having issues
I know
with that game.
they're actually issuing refunds, which is like something Nintendo has never done.
Yeah, I know, but literally, I've. It's a different story, but I've played it for hours upon hours upon hours, and I've not had a single bug issue, crash issue, nothing. I don't know what people's issues are, but it has an autosave feature that you can turn off and turn on.
Right.
And it just most Pokemon games do, and that's why I get confused.
So,
why? It's almost like they've gone back to Game Boy, where Game Boy didn't have autosave.
So
You had to.
that brings me into my next point about it. I'm very curious because as I'm playing through this, I'm like, are they just so lazy that every game's the exact same? Or is this actually like an old Pokemon game that's been revamped for the new system with like new graphics and everything?
No,
because I'm pretty positive I played this exact story one for one as a child.
It's possible,
I remember
but I
things
know that
before
it was
happens.
supposed to be the console version of the Let's Go Pokemon Let's Go, the app on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be the
Pokemon Go.
It's supposed to be the console version of that, obviously with actual story and
Right.
not on. I don't think there's online play or anything like that.
There's trading.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be the same mechanics. They were kind of testing that out. They have since gone away from that platform.
Really? Oh man, I love the catching mechanic.
Then you would like Pokemon Go. You should download that on your phone.
No, I've played Pokemon Go and I did not like it's too
Yeah. So like
I like getting a Pokemon, leveling it up and doing all that stuff, but
That's what you do in
you can do
Pokemon
that in all the
Go.
Pokemon, but
I understand, but it's different. But anyways,
yeah.
well, all right, so that's that topic. Let me jump into the next one. This one will be shorter. High on Life. The new game by Justin Roiland.
Okay, first off, you're probably going to tell me, are you enjoying it or are you not enjoying it?
I love it.
Okay, good.
I absolutely love it.
I was playing it with small ears around, and I quickly put headphones on.
Okay, so you have played it.
Yeah.
Okay. How far did you get? Did you get your knife?
Yep.
Okay. Did you get to the beautiful part of the world?
Forest area?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's as far as I've gotten. It's the Care Bears. I just saved the
gone
Care
past
Bears.
that part.
Okay. Well, I love it. Have you watched the movie in the game?
Oh, the one with Paul Walker?
Tammy and the
T-Rex,
T-Rex.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Hilariously horrible movie that for some reason they've just have the first half an hour in the game. I sat there and watched it.
I would have to assume that movie actually exists if it's Paul Walker.
I looked it up, yeah. Because I'm like, this is so horrible and so badly written and acted that this has to be like a deep fake. I assumed that they like had gotten the image licensing rights and it was all fake because there's literally a point where it's supposed to be a serious moment, I think, because most of the movie is pretty serious, but there's a moment where they're in a fight and they're grabbing each other's balls and just squeezing as hard as possible. And the cops show up and they're like, it's one of those testicular standoffs.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker. You
Yeah.
ball grabber.
And so, anyways, it's amazing. I hope the entire movie is in it because what happens is when you get to about the half an hour point, it cuts to, it's supposed to be like a commercial and then the TV goes black.
So you know what's funny about that game?
Everything.
Is that there's a pop-up that comes on like after you get through like the initial like prologue or whatever. There's a pop-up that comes on that says if you are or you can turn off the random speaking unless it's important parts.
You can adjust how
and I'm
frequent.
sitting there like, who wants to turn this off?
Right.
Like I just hear Morty's voice the whole time yelling at me, and then the knife is hilarious.
Yep.
Did you stab the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says come back later to try to stab him again. I'm like, oh yeah. Did you kill the kid?
Yes, I did.
It was so fun. I watched an article. It said High on Life really knows gaming personalities.
Yeah.
Did you talk to the kid's mom afterwards?
Yeah.
He's actually 30. It's okay. Like,
Yeah. That's still an adolescent in our species, but well, did you talk to her again after you talked to her?
I did. I don't remember what she said.
Okay, so she starts crying.
Oh yeah.
And she's like,
I'll miss
stupid
you a little
son.
bit."
I'll miss you a little bit, as little as possible, but I'll miss you.
It's a great game.
It's a really
lot of fun.
funny game. Oh man,
It's not
And
rich.
it's a good
Rachel
RPG.
Rachel doesn't like Rick and Morty, so it's not
Okay.
her kind of humor.
Yeah.
So she gets annoyed of it real fast.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
I enjoy it. I couldn't get into Rick and Morty. The first season's really slow,
Correct. Yeah.
but after that, I flew through the episodes. I loved them.
Yeah. Rick and Morty is. I mean, it's one of the most
So
popular
I
shows
have,
out there.
Oculus.
It's so funny.
And I really want to get Tover's whatever adventure, or whatever.
Yeah.
I really want to play that.
Yeah.
Did you do the red and blue guy? That gets you into the sewers?
It gets you into the slums.
Which one did you pick?
I went with red.
I went with blue.
Okay.
Was blue the one that was upset because nobody picked him or whatever to be hot or whatever?
No, I think red was, and then
I picked whichever one always wasn't hot. Like he always says, "Oh, I never get picked for being hot," and
it was
the
red.
guy on the right, whatever
Yeah,
the guy on
that's
the right
right.
was.
Yep. So you and I picked the same one.
He's like, "You can go through my gate anytime you want. Get the heck out of here! I don't want to see your face."
Yeah.
It's good fun.
It's a very enjoyable game. I like it for its RPG elements as well as the comedy.
Mechanics are just great.
Yeah. Yep. So
When you fight the bee lady, oh no, I put myself here. I loved it. This is how we just hang out.
yeah.
I'm giving them tons of spoilers, but it's such a fun game.
No, it's not really spoilers. Highly suggested. People out there, if you haven't played High on Life and you can withstand
Only if you're
adult
17.
content. Yeah. If you're
I only condone it for 17 and up.
highly suggested. All right. Did you have something you wanted to talk about?
Was that it? You said you had three.
That was, well, so it was also Tammy and the Teenage
Oh, so
T-Rex.
it's in the same game.
Yeah. That's why I said it was.
Okay. I hope you're enjoying our content.
Me too.
It's been very somber today. It's a much more relaxed episode than our typical programming.
I yelled once or twice.
Well, we've got a lot
At the
going
wrong
on.
company.
No. Nintendo owns Pokemon in some way or form.
Hey, Microsoft owns Xbox.
That's true. That's true.
Learned that the other day.
So if you enjoy the content, make sure you give it a like.
This is also coming from
And-
the same girl that just grabs the mic like
That's
this.
right.
I have
Did you
2
know that
degrees,
Microsoft owns Xbox?
but
She also talks like this.
but I have 2
Don't-
degrees.
Right.
It's past her ear.
Baby.
Hey, guys.
Just keep saying what you always say anytime I show my colors.
What?
Hey, the only color you have
I
is on
have-
your head.
I have 2 degrees.
That's right. She does have 2 degrees, guys.
She's get degrees, baby.
That's what I remind myself. Anytime I feel stupid, I'm like, hey, I have a master's degree.
But that's only because she went to the community college under the community college.
So I also I want to point this out. All right.
now.
Hold on. World out there, because we don't have a camera on the girls yet. So I've been yelling at
Take
Erika. What?
Just kidding.
I've been yelling at Erika because she doesn't know how to talk into a microphone.
Rachel's
And-
really helped this time.
Yes, she has helped immensely. Thank you, Rachel. But
Just
Erika literally went to go say something, leaned. If this is where she was, she leaned to the microphone and then turned her head like this and then said it pretty quietly. So at least her head got slightly closer this time than normal.
progress.
Hopefully, if we get a camera on them, she'll do it properly.
Deaf people will be able to read her lips.
That's fair. And then
You know what we're gonna do?
If we get a camera on them, she can't just sit back there and play bingo, Scrabble,
That's right.
whatever she's playing.
I haven't once opened the bingo app.
You literally said,
I threatened it.
no, you didn't.
No.
You said you.
Opening it.
Well, I didn't open it. I was being a good person. He said it was rude, so I did.
It was rude.
Can we,
Anyways,
is it appropriate to fire them?
Hey, I'll say
I think we could find better.
Just kidding. I like being
okay, good. By the way, you just said that very quietly and
And
still
away
not-
from the
and
microphone.
still not-
being here.
Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We
If you
appreciate
enjoy
you.
the podcast, please share it with some friends. Give it a like, rate it highly.
We're doing a shorter episode today because Dan doesn't like editing anymore.
It's Christmas.
There's a storm coming. We have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow.
It's Christmas in 3 days.
And you guys will hear this
2 weeks after Christmas.
Yeah, 2 weeks after Christmas.
That's all right. They can put 2 and 2 together. Well, they actually might hear this 3 weeks after Christmas.
If you don't keep us on our schedule, Dan,
Listen, it's Christmas.
it's not Christmas on Monday and Tuesday. Or tomorrow or Friday.
We have a lot to do. I'll be editing tomorrow. And the day after. And the day after. And the day after. And the day after. And the day after that. And the day after that. And the day after that. Until eventually we hire an editor. Hey, if you're a talented video editor out there who wants to work for free, hit me up.
I'm tired of hearing Dan complain that he does everything for this podcast. Because he's the only one that knows how to do it and he doesn't taught me. Anyway,
Shots fired.
stay dangerous, folks.
Stay toasty, my friends.
Bye.
Bye.
You said that a little quiet there.
I will murder
What?
Ross.
Don't say that.
Don't say that.
It's a dog.
That's still murder.
Dog aside.